All right, on today's episode of Python Papi, we're back inside our smart contracts project. Let's have a look at what we're going to be going over today. Now, today we're going to be doing some light reading, of course. Like I said, the entire module is going to be filled up with reading, so let's dive right in. Now, this is the script we will be using to deploy our contract. Note, we can also add a breakpoint in our script to debug it or inspect the favorites contract before we deploy it, as you've seen we've done before. That way we can see what functions are available in the contract and how to interact with them. We can do this by adding the following line of code in our script. You can see here we have our define deploy function. Then we're going to add our breakpoint, and then we're going to have the file that we're actually deploying, which is favorites. Then we're going to say define Moccasin main, which is the function that we're going to use to run our entire script. And then we're going to pass in as a parameter, well, not a parameter, we're going to pass in as an information deploy function, which is letting us know this is the actual function we're going to run, which holds our breakpoint and which holds the file that we're going to be deploying. Now, this will pause the execution of our script and allow us to inspect the favorites contract before we deploy it. Note, to learn how to run the script, we can run this command in the terminal. We can say mox help. This will show us all the available commands we use with Moccasin. Now, this is the command we will be using to run our script. We're going to say mox run deploy. This command will run a deploy.py script in our script folder of our Moccasin project. I'm going to leave it there for now. Like I said, I'm just going to give you time to digest everything we go over. Since we're only going to be reading, I'm going to give you time to digest everything we go over on a daily basis instead of just reading everything to you at once and hoping you catch on. So yeah. But with that being said, we're going to leave it there for now. Like I said, we're going to pick back up tomorrow, so stay tuned for that. But of course, I will keep you posted every step of the way. For now, this is the Python Papi. You guys stay Gucci.